slides to go through. Um, but I think just based on like reviewing everyone's quarterly reports, we're in a great place. So we'll talk a little bit just the larger vision of these annual reports and then go from there. I don't think I'll need the full like maybe 20 minutes to go through some of these slides. Um, but what we'll do, so the annual report and all the reportings that we ask is really to kind of um, give us the data to show that energy managers are really important in municipalities and allow them to move forward with their decarbonization and energy efficiency goals. And that's all for like understanding the municipal buildings and like going through and understanding kind of the dynamics of the town. The part where this all folds in for you all with the reporting is these reports are supposed to celebrate your success. So as you're going through your roles and as you're working with the town and really getting measures installed and lowering the energy use for buildings, these reports are to explain your process in doing all of that and then also share the hard data for us of your successes. I feel like we see this slide a bunch, so it's kind of like your role in a nutshell, or like how we envision your role in this grant. Yeah, so moving forward, the annual report is just like a really larger view quarterly report. So we're looking for all of your successes, all of your work throughout the entire year in one report. So it's twofold, just like the quarterly report was. We'll ask for a narrative that explains all of your work. And then we'll ask you to upload some data that allows us kind of those hard facts of what your successes were, like measures installed, the buildings that you've looked at. This quarterly report we're asking you to, or sorry, annual report is we're asking you to report on not quite a year's worth of work. So what you've accomplished from the start up until the end of December. But it'll be like work plans, kind of your future plans, how the past few months of work is kind of building your roadmap for the future. And then, of course, which helps us both MassSave and MAPC, is your key learnings and your key challenges. Help us identify those areas of technical support that we can provide you. Again, so the narrative, just a large narrative of your successes, what you've done so far, how you're integrating into your communities, the work that's gone through, what you have identified that you can deliver, and then just some other like what grants you're applying for to help continue your work and amplify your work. Sorry, a lot of slides of like the same thing. Broken out into two sides. So like one side is the narrative, like all of the prompts that you'll get. And then the other side of the screen is the actual data. So we'll be looking for like the buildings that you're working with, the measures that you've installed, the energy savings. And we're looking both for like the energy savings that are estimated from your contractors, but then you will also, as time goes forward, the energy savings that are in MEI. So like those two data pieces will be really important. We're looking for, if you're going through MassSave, any MassSave application numbers that support the measures that are going in. So those are all like the hard data. The other part is the narrative of what you're doing and how you're moving forward through your roles. This, along with all of the templates for reporting that data, will be provided in the reporting portal, which should be coming online, I think, like this week. Not to throw Shannon down to Colorado right now, but we'll have the template for the narrative with like the prompts, just like we provided for that first quarterly report, and then a handful of templates that you can use, should you choose to use them, for tracking all of your projects. Oh, again, we're looking for like as hard data, the total MMBTUs, kilowatt, therms, all the measures that are installed, all that energy savings. Um, and then I screenshotted a couple, like the portal will have all of the templates. Again, the templates are there should you choose to use them. You don't have to use them. If you're tracking your work in a different way, totally fine. Don't like adapt what you're doing to use these templates. Just submit what you're using. The templates we have were designed by a former energy manager, so they could be useful for you. You could adapt them, make them to fit your role, but we will ask for that narrative and then the hard data. And then the last part, which again is really important kind of for future trainings, is the key learnings, your kind of key challenges. How like key learnings, what have from the trainings that we've done so far, how have those kind of influenced your work? And then for the challenges, like really like as an individual energy manager, like are you struggling with breaking into the school system to coordinate that work? Are there other kind of challenges, struggles that you're having? And those challenges are really important for us. So we'll look at those and then plan kind of future technical assistance and future trainings to help you out. And that's kind of the reporting in a nutshell. So we have the annual reports that are due in January. We'll have the quarterly reports in between there. But these annuals are just like a quarterly report on steroids, a little bit long, a little bit larger, a little bit of like a wider view, looking through the work that you've done over the year. Granted, this first one is not a full year, but it's all your successes that you've done and all of the work that you've put in and any of those measures. If you've had a chance to get measures in to report all of that energy savings. And I'll pause there, see if there are any questions. Really, this
I
is
just
more of
want
like
to
a
note that it doesn't
discussion
say
time.
it in the chart, but I think it's January 30th, right, Evan? So that's
Yes.
the last
Yep.
working day of the month. Yeah.
All of the reports will be the last working day of the month that they're due. And it'll be the same. You'll log on to the need site and it'll be the either the quarterly or the annual report section.
Before folks start to trickle out, I just wanted to share a couple of things. At first, thank you, Evan, for letting us co-opt this space as a kind of de facto peer learning network meeting. That reminds me that we have our January peer learning network meeting on the 21st, and a couple of just brief announcements that I wanted to mention. There will be we are in the process of creating like a Microsoft Teams group for the energy managers, and so you can continue the conversation more offline if you want to like post a random discussion question or like continue the conversation in outside of these meetings. So that will be a platform and space available to you all. And Macklin will share more information at the meeting on the 21st. Come to our procurement training on the 14th. Hear Beth speak and share more insights. Vicky and Claire, I hope that you guys can make it and jump in with any additional insights that you have. And then I just wanted to say, Dan, heard on the like interest in having some type of training on municipal innovative financing. I will be transparent that I think we are trying to be really mindful of your time. I know some of you folks are part-time and have multiple communities, so trying not to be super overbearing with the amount of trainings that we have, but it's really helpful to hear what types of trainings would be helpful for you all. So thank you for that. And we'll start to think about who might be some good speakers. I took notes on the folks that you guys have mentioned today. So if other ideas come up, never hesitate to reach out to us.
I'll just do a quick plug too. Based on everyone's quarterly reports, I think you're all in a great spot to produce an annual report. Like I'm not worried at all. But if you have any questions, any concerns about your reports, please reach out to us. We're here to help you. But based on what I've seen, I think you're all going to do great, and I look forward to starting to read them on in February. They are due January 30th, though, end of the day.